In this video, I will show you how to craft strategy using our generic strategies database in Stratline. So to get started, you can either click on generic strategies or you can click on the next button to navigate to the generic strategies screen. So I'm going to go ahead and click on generic strategies. In generic strategies, you'll be presented with an internal strength test. This is fundamental in order to ensure that you pick the correct strategies. Your high-level strategy is either going to be cost leadership, differentiation, or focus. In terms of focus, this is whether or not you serve a broad market or a niche market. So the high-level strategies could be a cost leadership, where you are a low-cost provider, and generally low-cost providers would compromise on quality. And similarly, or alternatively, you would either have a differentiation strategy where your prices are for your product or service is generally higher, but customers are willing to pay for the quality or the additional features. So it's important to answer these questions based on the analysis that you've undertaken. So I've gone ahead and already answered the questions in terms of or relevant to my company customizing solution. So in terms of cost leadership, access to capital required to make a significant investment in production assets or service offerings. I've taken that. Skill in designing products for efficient manufacturing, example, having a small component count to shorten the assembly process. I've ticked that because that is relevant even though we are not in manufacturing process. We can actually limit our value chain and have more efficiencies. High-level expertise in manufacturing process, engineering, not really. Efficient distribution, yes. So just to show you that when you tick these in here, this will also select your strategy. So I'm going to go ahead and check that, and you'll see that it's a low-cost strategy. In terms of differentiation, it's also important to select which is relevant to you, just to be certain. So in this case, only 2 is relevant to me, whereas cost leadership 3. So that means I'm stronger cost leadership strategy than I am a differentiation strategy. In terms of whether I serve a niche or a broad market, I've gone ahead and ticked 3 out of the 4, which brought me into focus strategies. As you can see, without the checks, I'm just a broad low-cost strategy, and once I tick these that are relevant to me, I move on to a focused low-cost strategy. So when you're done and you're certain, click on next and say yes, and this is a secondary test just to make absolutely certain that we do have the necessary situation in order to move on to a focused strategy. So in terms of the focused low cost or focused differentiation strategy, the strategy becomes appealing when the target market niche is big enough to be profitable and offers good growth potential. So I've gone ahead and ticked 4 out of 5, which then allows me to move on to start selecting strategies relevant to focused low cost strategy. So I'm going to go ahead and click on next. And again, to save time, I've already gone ahead and selected strategies. So initially, strategies to remedy cost or value disadvantage. I've gone ahead and selected a couple of strategies, implement the use of best practice throughout the company, particularly for high cost activities. And these strategies will ensure that I can improve internally performed value chain activities. I've also opted to select outsource activities from vendors or contractors if they perform them more cheaply than can be done in-house. In this case, I can use outsourced coders in countries where labor is much cheaper than Australia. Next, I'm going to go ahead and click on strategies to improve supplier related, and bearing in mind that we do not have many suppliers, so in this case I haven't selected any strategies, and again I've opted not to select any other supplier related strategies. Then I've gone ahead and selected strategies to improve the effectiveness of the customer value proposition. I've opted to select 3 strategies, and as you can see, there are many strategies that you can select relevant to your company situation and where you want to go as a business. Next, in terms of improving the value chain activities of forward channel, I've opted not to select any strategies as I do not intend to integrate or or impact all channel value chain activities. However, to enhance the value chain activities at the forward end of the value chain, we can create and enforce standards for downstream activities and assist in training channel partners in business practices. That's quite useful to us. So in terms of strategies to improve the company's market position, I've selected some offensive strategies, which is leapfrog competitors by being the first to market the next generation products. So I'm keen to get onto 3D software coding. Use hit and run or guerrilla warfare tactics to grab market share from complacent or distracted rivals. We may decide to use that strategy against top IT solutions. Next, defensive strategies publicly commit the company to a policy of matching competitors' terms and prices. So this is quite important to defend our position. Next, I've selected strategies for competing with rivals. I've gone ahead and selected advertised products or service characteristics using ads to enhance the company's image. And as you can see, there are many other strategies that you can select. And just to show you that you can put in any amount of strategies that you want and select a perspective that it falls under the balanced scorecard approach, which is customer, financial, talent, continuum, internal processes. So in this case, I've clicked on add new, and my strategy is build capability that positions the company to compete successfully against rival firms, that is 3D software coding capability. So there you have it. This is my generic strategies that I've selected, and I've also opted to put in some more specific strategies for my company custom IT solutions. And this is now I've crafted strategy that's going to propel my company and help me navigate through to the future for custom IT solutions. So as ever, stay tuned for more videos and don't forget to subscribe to our channel.